likes to check in on their investments to find they've only lost money over the course of the year. It's this kind of unwelcome surprise that leads some people to making rash decisions. Well, this is just one common scenario that we'll get answers to in today's Sit Down with Ohio's retirement coach. Greg Taylor of Legacy Retirement Group is here, and happy Monday to you, Greg.
Happy Monday.
Now, I imagine that sometimes you're part therapist because you got to help your folks calm down when they see what happens.
Absolutely.
Should we go ahead and get to the first question?
Sure.
Phil in Gahanna writes, he's a bit worried because he has lost more than 9% in his brokerage account this year. He writes his advisor is telling him to hang in there, but he says, I'm 61, I plan to retire next year. I can't afford to have another big drop like I did in 2008. Is there anything I can do to protect my principal while still allowing some growth?
Well, absolutely, Phil, and this is a great time to make a transition because when you retire, it's now a fundamental change in your life. And whenever there's a fundamental change in your life, you need to think about making some fundamental changes to the way you invest. And prior, really, when you're 30, 40, 50, you can afford that are associated with the stock market. However, you need to really, once you transition into retirement, look at taking advantage of all the worlds of money, not just one. And that's making sure that you have a place that can grow your money without all that risk. And there are some places like that, Phil. So certainly with time today, we can't go into deep thought on it, but there are some great strategies today that allow us to get the upside, or at least a portion of the upside of a market index, but no negative returns when the market goes down.
And you mentioned age. What would be a good age for this?
Well, we call it the retirement red zone. So if someone's within 5 years of retirement or already retired, it doesn't really matter your age. You could be 50 and retiring, and now your strategies need to be a little different because you have to start producing your own paychecks and not just depending on a company or organization to provide your paychecks.
Makes sense. Now, finally, we've got Kay in Lewis Center. She's trying to decide if she's okay to retire. This is a tough question for a lot of folks. She says she's 63, considering retiring at the end of the year, yet she'll lose her health insurance upon retirement. She says she has $390,000 in her 401k, $65,000 in savings. She thinks she'll need an additional $18,000 a year to meet her expenses and lifestyle. Should she retire or should she wait?
Well, she's 63. That means that you're 2 years away from being eligible for Medicare. And that means typically what we're seeing is anywhere from $700 to over $1,000 per month to provide your own health insurance prior to age 65 and being eligible for Medicare. So then you look at, and by the way, great job saving, almost or a little over $400,000 saving. That's a great job.
Wow.
But now if it costs you $1,000 a month, now you've got to provide $30,000 for the next 2 years instead of $18,000, and that could be a problem. So I would probably recommend work at least one more year, then you can take advantage of nothing else of the COBRA laws, which allow you to continue your own health insurance for up to 18 months. So definitely work at least 6 more months, but probably a year would be a little bit safer bet.
All right, Greg, always good advice. And as always, we don't want you to go far. We have more advice coming straight ahead. And just as Kay is doing her year-end assessment, so too should you. So Greg is going to stick around for us to help us with a year-end financial checklist. We'll be right back.